It is a couple of weeks since I've posted a video, and for that I apologise. You see, I've just come back from an amazing 2 weeks in Portugal. We headed off to Albufeira in the Algarve, and albeit we didn't stay in the actual town itself, we were on the outskirts of the town, in a lovely holiday village called Albufeira, Club Albufeira Garden Village. It was peaceful, it was quiet, it was beautiful, and it gave us the opportunity to go in as far as we wanted to the town, to mix as much as we wanted to in the town, and to take journeys further afield to the likes of Lagos and Sagres. That was brilliant. So what has it done to me? It's fed my appetite to explore more. So hopefully this time next year, hubby and I will jet off again to another part of the world. So what did I do whilst I was there? I finished said book. Okay, I actually sat down and managed to get a good chunk of time to read. And if you recall, the set is All Our Hidden Gifts, and the second book, Gifts That Bind Us. And if you recall, some time ago I said that I had to return my book because there was a huge amount missing in this book. I got myself another copy, and I was surprised when I picked up the second copy to find that it was in the section of teen literature. And I had to have a little giggle to myself, because I thought, typical Elaine, yes, you're reading, you know, works meant for younger people. However, as the story progresses and the lives of the characters in these books progress, the theme becomes quite more mature. And I have to say, they're two books that I have thoroughly enjoyed. Put yourself in the shoes of if you read Harry Potter or The Lord of the Rings, and you know these are aimed at younger people. And to be honest with you, I think anybody can read them. The topic's tarot, and with a tarot with a twist, and they are definitely books that I would recommend for you to read. I said in one video that I hoped that a third one was coming out, and it turns out there is. I think it's in January next year. So Caroline O'Donoghue, we're looking forward to the third part of this story. I do think it's the final part of this series, but these are books I'm going to treasure because I actually do think I'll read them again. Did I enjoy them? The topic is tarot. Of course I enjoyed them. But the whole story was enjoyable. The characters were realistic, and you could feel the feelings of each character and how they gelled as a group of people. As you know, we can be in groups in our social circles, and we can fall out, we can make, you know, repair our friendships. Some of us move on, and that's the case in this story. In this story, and I must admit, they're books that I highly recommend. So it's the two of them are by Caroline O'Donoghue, Hidden Gifts and The Gifts That Binds. Our Hidden Gifts and the Gifts That Binds. So I won't go on too much more about them because I have done include these in a couple of videos, and like I say, I do thoroughly recommend them. I'll just pop them back on my windowsill. Another book I managed to start and finish whilst on holiday. Yes, I took a lot of time out. Anybody who likes sort of the thriller, horror, Stephen King. Stephen King's latest fairy tale. Now, Stephen King's books, to me, I love his books. I'm a Stephen King fan through and through, and it started way back when I was in high school and I read The Stand. Naturally, I went on to read many more of his books, and like it now when a new book comes out, because I just get my teeth into it. And once I start reading, I find it hard to put his books down. The stories do just grip me. This one was no different. This is, as it says, fairy tale. And what I like about this, it takes the modern fairy tale, looks at its lighter and darker sides, and then adds another perspective for the character. How the character is looking at the fairy tale, and how that fairy tale is actually coming to life in that character's world. I'm not going to give you too much more about this. I'll read the blurb on the back, And then I recommend go out and get it. If you like escapism with a twist of adventure, thriller, a little bit of horror, definitely. So let's have a look. Legendary storyteller Stephen King goes into the deepest well of his imagination in this spellbinding novel about a 17-year-old boy who inherits the keys to a parallel world where good and evil are at war, and the stakes could not be higher for their world or ours. Charlie Reed looks like a regular high school kid, great at basketball and football, a decent student, but he carries a heavy cloud. His mum was killed in a hit-and-run accident when he was 10, and grief drove his dad to drink. Charlie learned how to take care of himself and his dad. Then when Charlie is 17, he meets a dog named Radar and her ageing master Howard Bowditch, a recluse in a big house at the top of a big hill, with a locked shed in the backyard. Sometimes strange sounds emerge from it. Charlie starts doing jobs for Mr. Bowditch and loses his heart to Radar. Then, when Bowditch dies, he leaves Charlie a cassette tape telling the story that no one would believe. What Bowditch knows and has kept secret all his long life is that inside that shed is a portal to another world. So King's storytelling in fairy tale soars. This is a magnificent and terrifying tale about another world than ours, in which good is pitted against overwhelming evil, and a heroic boy and his dog must lead the battle. Recommend it 100%. Stephen King, if you ever do see this video, which I highly doubt, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm looking forward to your next one. So, that was one that I started and finished whilst on holiday. But what have I been doing whilst on holiday? Well, whilst on holiday I was doing a daily draw just to see how each of my days were going to pan out. And I have to say, they were pretty accurate. I was asked a couple of times on my Facebook page what deck I was using. So I took my travelling companion with me, and what I use for my travel companion when I'm going anywhere, even if it's just across the water to Wales, even if it's somewhere else in Ireland for the day or the week, I use James Rickliffe's RWS 2.0. I bought this, I think it was a couple of years it came out now, is it? In 2018. I bought this when it was first out. What I like about this particular RWS deck is the colour bleeds out of the borders, okay? Now, many of you will have already seen this. Some of you would have purchased it. Others might not have done. But if it's still available for purchase, I bought it from Make Playing Cards, then I do recommend it. It's a lovely deck. I love the brilliant colours, the clear lines, and the way it bleeds outside the borders. It just gives it another sort of like borders can't contain me type of thing, And so yes, this was the deck I used. For those, if any of you on here were wondering, if you do follow me on Facebook, I'm not sure if you do, but I know I had a few requests. Elaine, what deck is that you're reading with? As I would post up images of my daily spread, and that's the backs. So this was the deck, like I say, that I was reading with, and I noted my deck in my trusty journal. I'm loving this shawl made by my sister. Fantastic at crocheting. So this is my travel journal and tarot journal. It's quite a combination. It has different books in it, and it has envelopes that hold bits of information, stencils if I need any for doodling, that sort of thing. And I've got leaflets that I'm going to be cutting and putting in the travel section of this. But the tarot section, one of my tarot sections, is this first copy here. Okay, and I would log each of my daily spreads like this. Okay, now that's the middle, so here we go. So that's how I would log them. I would draw the spread, number the cards. So today, on the 1st of October, what do you want me to be aware of today? So number 1, we had 4 cards. 1, travel, entertainment, rest, oracles, advice. Okay, so travel, the Hermit. Entertainment, 10 of Swords. Rest was 7 of Wands. Oracle's advice was the tree, which is one of the books in one of the cards in my Secrets of the Wandwood. Then we'd say, let me see, let's go back here. Holiday in Albufeira, what do you want me to know? So I did a couple of spreads there because I had a couple of questions, so you can see how I've marked them out there and how I read them. And then that's how it went for the rest of the holiday. And I actually found that I really enjoyed sitting on the balcony, or on the patio I should say, with my journal, my deck, and my copy of it was Stephen King's company on my tarot journaling actually. So I had them all set out, and I would sit there. The sun was beating down, and it really put me in a good frame of mind for getting my daily reading done. So that was that. Now, whilst I was there, I was shopping in markets and things, and I went to this lovely little market. It was in Sagres, right at the place that they call the end of the world, and there were market stalls set up. I got a lovely poncho, a lovely handmade poncho, and I also bought a fossil. There you go. You can see the fossil here in the rock, in the stone. I think it's granite, but look at that. Isn't that amazing? There you go, the light's on it perfectly there. There you can see the fossil in that stone. And that, because it's aged, because it's something old, I'm keeping on my desk with everything that I've got on my ancestral tarot and anything to do with ancestors and going back in time. I bought myself a piece of selenite, which is probably my third or fourth piece of selenite now, but I love it. So this is going to find a home. Possibly on my desk as well. I need to get a couple of stands for them. And I got this. Now you might say, what's that? And it's got a piece of rubber on it. Let's have a look. Take that off. You say, well, look at that. It's just like a lumpy bit of rock. But look at the crystals inside. Now, the reason I bought that, Sally, what are you chewing? What are you chewing? My dog's chewing something. Guaranteed when she starts chewing like that, it's something from my bedroom, usually a shoe. Alright, there we go. You can see the crystals inside there and here. Now, I was asking the lady who was selling them about it, and she said all these come in two parts. The first part, where it's opened up, and the second part. And she said no matter where you take that first part, the energy of these crystals will bond these two pieces together forever. It doesn't matter if this part is with me or if this is the other side of the world having been gifted to somebody else. This will, the energy between the two, because they are born together, they're made together, the energy and the bond never leaves. And the idea is that if you have somebody in your life that's very special, that you gift them this part and create a bond using your crystals between the two of you, that you are there together forever. So remember, make sure if you're making that bond, you really want to keep it. Okay? Because this apparently is powerful stuff, that the energy in the crystal will bind you and your partner, your friend, a business partner, even if you want to do something that way, will bind you together in your life. You will have that bond that the crystals have themselves. But isn't that amazing? I just love it. It's like a little cave. It's stunningly beautiful. So that I'm going to keep. So that's why the rubber band was on it, just to gently hold it together so that it was safe while I travelled home. And I have to say, I am very, very pleased with it. It's a lovely thing to have. I'll just pop that back on there. And that will keep that safe for now. Who am I going to give the other piece to? Am I going to give it away to anybody? It'll probably be my husband. So there we go. That is something that I'm going to pop on my altar right now. Whilst I was away, some post arrived for me, and that was a book that I ordered a while ago by Barbara Moore, Your Tarot, Your Way. And another thing we've been talking about on Facebook as well is, you know, how some people say, well, you know, how do you get what you get from tarot? Because basically you read tarot your way. Not everybody's way is going to be the same as the next person. And let's be honest, if it was the same, if we all read the same, every reading we had, it would be pointless going for a tarot reading. Because you know that, well, Elaine gave me that message, Joe Blogs down the road is going to give me the exactly the same message because they read the same. So people need to get out of the mindset that there's only one way to read it. That you need to use intuition, you need to use your abilities to weave and weft a story. You need to be able to explore and use cards not just for a divinatory purpose, but use them in your everyday life. Make them a tool that helps you in your own self-development, whether that's with tarot itself or whether it's with other aspects of life, such as dealing with issues or don't forget, tarot doesn't just give you the answers. It's a tool, a key that unlocks your train of thought and opens up doors, other avenues in your mind that helps you to discover answers for yourself. It's an amazing tool and one that is wonderful for self-development. So this is the book that I bought because I thought, well, I sort of not pontificate about this sort of thing, but I talk about it. I talk about it to many people, and this will help me find the correct words when I'm trying to explain myself. So this was written, as I say, by Barbara Moore, and basically you'll be able to read any deck, when you realise that you already have the skills and tools. You just need to be having the courage, the belief in yourself, the confidence to listen to your intuition and let your feelings and thoughts flow. So let's have a look and see what it says here. Tarot guidance with a personal touch. Discover what it's like to receive tarot lessons with a warm and encouraging teacher at your side. Join Barbara Moore as she shows you how to build tarot skills from the ground up and form your own intimate connections with the cards. Your Tarot Your Way invites you to honour your unique life experiences as you respond to symbols and cultivate a spirit of play. With practical and real-life examples, this book helps you to discover tarot as a practice for nourishing your soul and discovering new perspectives. So there you go. Basically, that's what I was saying there. And, people say to me, well, Elaine, you've got so many books on tarot, and yet you've got, different books that teach you tarot. It's not so much a case of different books teaching you tarot. Tarot, to me, is a continual learning process. It's not something that, well, I can read the tarot, I've had it for a couple of months and bish bash bosh, there you go, I can bang out a reading. Maybe you can, that's wonderful if you can, but there are so many different hints and tips that people can give you along the way, whether that's orally, whether it's through pieces of literature, whether it's through attending groups. And one thing that I would like to set up and hope to set up here in my local community is with people who are hoping to investigate tarot further, not necessarily learn to read tarot, maybe they can already read tarot, but as a tarot group, a group of people coming together to discuss tarot, to discuss, oh look, I've discovered this, or I found that, or I felt this, or this happened to me when I was reading X, Y and Z cards, because bonding together, we all learn and grow together. I know I have come across people occasionally who I've thought, well, that one's reading the tarot, and I know this one and that one over there, they get clients that come in for readings. So if I get this tarot deck and I can start saying, telling people what I want, and or people saying, oh, I don't really want to share what I know about tarot, because then that person over there is going to be reading tarot and might get more clients than I can. To me, if that is the way you are using tarot, your intention is incorrect. Your attitude is a negative to start off with, and whatever you're going to put into readings, if you're going to have a negative attitude to sharing, to helping, to watching other people grow and be able to use a tool that can create such personal growth and instill a level of confidence and trust in themselves, then you're treating tarot very negatively, and you know what you put out there comes back. So remember that. So if you're doing something like this, why not share it? Why not form little groups in your local community? I know in my community it'd be fairly difficult. It's a pretty Catholic community, and it probably would be frowned on until you pull out books written by priests all about the tarot. So, yeah, you see where I'm coming from there. You see, to me, tarot and religion can go hand in hand. I wouldn't consider myself a religious person. I am a Catholic, or I was brought up a Catholic. I have not practiced the Catholic faith for some time, for some many years. But I do find that I am spiritual. And yet you can see things that have been written in the Bible, and you can associate some of it with the tarot. There's Laurie Loves Life has created a tarot page, and she's invited me to join, and I have done, because I just felt it was it's not pulling me back into an environment that I left, but it's helping me see things that, you know, because initially I would be guilty of saying, well, what are they doing reading the tarot if they're still reading the Bible? You know, that was my hang up from my past in my faith. If anything, my own spirituality has given me a stronger faith in something, in an afterlife, in a higher being, in the origin. Okay, so reading about from other people's perspectives, I can see how the two can fit together, and it's really interesting, and I think it's a topic that is well worth further studying and discussion. Another book that I came across, I don't know if any of you have heard of the psychic. I think he's very much a Hollywood psychic, as more so, is Matt Fraser. He's actually brought a book out, We Never Die. I think I've become really sort of, I don't even know how I would term this actually. I think I've become very much more interested and in reading more about this type of thing since my own father passed away, because I just find it comforting, and I find it helps with those times when you're getting a little bit choked up, and the fact that there are messages, you know, we never die, and we do go on, and that person's energy is with us all the time. Well, it just brings a form of healing, a form of emotional, psychological healing, and a strength to continue on with that person no longer here. Because my father lived in Wales and I was here in Ireland, in a way it was I wouldn't say easier, because it's not easy at all, but I was able to cope with it, because in my mind I just thought, he's just across the water, or, you know, he's just in the next room. And that helped me, and talking to him all the time, and the poor man's ears never get a break, and receiving little symbols and signs that mean so much to me is something that has helped me so much. And that's why I've got so many books now on the afterlife and this, that and the other, that I think, you know, sometimes am I becoming bogged down? I don't think so, because I've got such an eclectic taste when it comes to divinatory things, when it comes to spirituality, and when it comes to believing what's gone, you know, what's gone before us. It's a journey we all have to make, and the more I know, the more comfortable I am about that journey. So this book by Matt Fraser, there's the blurb is on the inside cover, and it states, from America's top psychic medium and the author of When Heaven Calls comes a new book that unveils the secrets of afterlife, the nature of heaven, and why we never truly die. Psychic medium Matt Fraser is back to answer the #1 question folks asked him: what happens after death? Although we might expect a complicated reply, it's actually pretty simple. We never die. Drawing from thousands of conversations with Spirit, Matt will pull back the curtain on life's hidden revelations, what transpires when we cross over, the beautiful realities of heaven and eternal life, the guardian angels who keep us safe on earth, including our pets who have passed, the role of dreams and how souls appear to the living, love, romance and soulmates beyond life, ghosts, hauntings, negative souls, energy vampires and psychic protection, destiny, free will and second chances, regrets, amends and forgiveness from heaven, figuring out your gifts and purpose, karma, kindness and living in the divine flow, and how to recognise the signs and messages our loved ones send us from heaven. So I'm going to thoroughly enjoy having a read of this. I hope it's as good as it sounds. Anybody who suffers with bad joints, I actually am going to give out, I'm going to give this a try, which is the frankincense oil, and rub on my knees and see how that gets on, and I'll review that and let you know how successful that was. And charm casting, those are my charms that I started off originally, and these are my charms that I have now. So there'll be more on charm casting, and if you're even more interested in that, there is a Facebook event coming up that I'm going to tag at the bottom of this video, and Miguel Santos will be talking about charm casting, and I'm really looking forward to watching that live. And of course, being away on my holiday, coming across my own little items from my own upbringing past, is this tiny little rosary that is going to sit in my car. And there you go, that's from Portugal as well. So that's what I've been up to, that's what I've been doing, and I shall be posting up the video this next week of our foray into tarot for writers. So like I said before, I have actually completed that video. I haven't edited it yet because this was done before I went on holiday, so I didn't get the chance to do that. So that's what I'm going to be doing this week, and hopefully it'll be posted up this time next week. So whatever you're doing, people, have a lovely weekend. It's Friday evening here, or Friday night. I'm about to go ahead now and do my own meditation, thanking everything and everyone for keeping us safe while we were on holiday, bringing us home safely, and keeping my family safe while we were away too. So people, lovely talking to you. I hope you've enjoyed the catch-up. If you have followed me on Facebook and seen the spreads that I put out, that's fine. If you haven't, I shall put a link to my Facebook page and you can pop on and have a look. I do have two Facebook pages, my own personal one and the Blue Butterfly. I haven't posted on Blue Butterfly since I don't know when. Whether I continue that page, whether I sort of resurrect it and continue it, I haven't made my mind up about that one yet. So take care, thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye now.